Yeah, you're beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, white guys graying. Yeah, this is the first time I've done an interview for this show. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Nice,
I know,
nice.
I know, and I've already dropped the F-bomb in church. So, here we go.
Fuck has never been said in this room before, so... The plaster is cracking.
I know, the whole
we...
thing. This is it. So Greg is looking for a job, if anyone is looking to hire a pastor.
You shook me cold. Crawl back inside your hole.
Hi, this is Tripp Hudgins, and this is Busted Stuff, and we're here at Shell Ridge Community Church in
Walnut Creek.
And this is Greg Ledbetter. He's the pastor here. Last week, I asked us to think about music and stuff that helps us get to God, and music, specifically sounds that help us get to God. And one of the people I was thinking about who's local to me, who actually asks this question on a regular basis, who composes original music for his church, who does some fun folky stuff, and you're going to hear some fun folky stuff during this video as well, is the Reverend Greg Ledbetter. So this is a question, we were talking about this earlier, a question about music specifically, and you mentioned to me that your sister was a bit of a folky and kind of got you into playing, and you picked up the guitar later. 19 is what you said?
19, yes.
Yeah. But how did you, your sister's an influence, but how did you get into folk music specifically as one genre? I know you play lots of different genres. And then the other follow-up question is, why folk music in worship?
Since speaking with you, I remember that I was a huge John Denver fan.
Okay.
And so guitar-driven, folky, earthy, easily relatable, connectable music. And so so that probably was my entree in turn. When I started playing, I probably started playing my favorite John Denver songs.
Yeah.
In terms of folk music, I think one of my main entrees into folk church music is through the Catholic folk liturgy.
Yeah.
A lot of the songs in the GIA books by Marty Haugen, David Haas, et cetera, are songs that became familiar and beloved to me. In fact, I believe I have the greatest acquaintance of those of any Baptist minister in the world.
Baptists going Catholic. It happens.
So the folk music, it has a drive and a verve and a simplicity. The way a guitar can carry the beat and the rhythm of a song
Right.
that other instruments may not do as naturally. The simplicity of the melodies, but some of the beauty of the melodies, the lyrics that are a bit more accessible and a bit more down to earth, and the songs that I write are that way too. There usually isn't a lot of churchy, ecclesiological language in them. They're pretty straightforward.
The song that we're singing in this video, this is something, the lyrics you wrote, the melody you wrote, both on each. Okay, both.
Yeah,
okay.
words and music.
Words and music. And so this would be, you think it's a reasonable example of this sort of simplicity? You said the word 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Of what you're after.
Yeah. Somewhat poetic, not always rhyming, but there's a certain amount of poetry. I also like turning a phrase, trying to put together words that are a bit enticing to the ear. Star-seeking ones follow the light, and it's actually probably a part of my devotional sacred practice.
Right.
I will be sitting in with a guitar and strumming chords, and then a sequence of chords will come up, and then a melody will kind of come into my head, and then I will jot it down and record it, and then I almost always start with the melody first and then put the words to it. But sometimes it's the reverse.
No, that's really beautiful. So this is some things I want us to think about for the next week. And I don't know how often I'm going to get to do interviews. So first, thank you, Greg, for your time.
You're welcome.
I very much appreciate it. And thank you, Shell Ridge, for your space. Some things to think about, just picking up where Greg left off. Simplicity is a spiritual virtue in many traditions. That music would represent a spiritual virtue. A Christian spiritual virtue is one way of getting at sort of a sonic theology. Keeping music simple can be a beautiful and a spiritually edifying practice. Keeping lyrics simple something singable, also simplicity. This, again, is just sort of a virtue of what might be good worship music or devotional music. And I like the fact that it sort of has its roots in John Denver, who sort of was the folk everyman for some time. Anyway, thank you very much. And this is Busted Stuff. I'm Tripp Hudgins on location. Oh my gosh, how'd this happen? We'll see you next week.